Was it as easy as it looked?
No, sir. No, sir, it wasn't.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today, we're counting down our picks for the top 10 things the pursuit of happiness got factually right and wrong.
Oh, good Papa.
I'm in a competitive internship at Witter.
Chris Gardner?
Yeah. What happened?
For this list, we're looking at how accurate the 2006 biopic really was. Since we'll be diving into major plot points, a spoiler alert is in effect. Let us know if you were surprised by what was true and what was false about this movie in the comments below. Number 10. Chris was underdressed for a crucial interview. Right.
I've been sitting out there for the last half hour trying to come up with a story that would explain my being here dressed like this.
The night before Chris Gardner goes on his life-changing interview with Dean Witter, he gets arrested.
What?
Yeah, you gotta stay until this thing clears.
By the time he gets out of jail, he doesn't have enough time to change into business attire. When Gardner shows up to the interview in dirty, paint-covered clothes, he tells his prospective employers the truth about what happened, and even throws in a joke about pants.
What would you say if a guy walked in for an interview without a shirt on? And I hired him. What would you say?
He must have had on some really nice pants.
It turns out that this Dean Witter scene was accurate. The real Chris Gardner showed up underdressed to his interview. Unlike the film, he didn't come directly from jail or make a killer pants joke, but from staying at a friend's house where he had limited clothing options. But outside of those two details, the movie portrayed the interview scene perfectly. Number 9. Chris was hit by a car. Wrong. In the first act of Pursuit of Happiness, Chris Gardner gets most of his income by selling bone density scanners.
Thank you very much. I need to go. I'll bring this back. Thank you.
After one of them gets stolen, he becomes desperate to get it back. Chris's desperation eventually leads him to chase after a man he sees carrying the stolen bone scanner. Unfortunately, he gets hit by a car during an attempt to regain his property. This dramatic scene was completely false. The real Gardner never chased or talked about chasing after a random person in the street to reclaim a bone scanner. As far as we know, he's never been hit by a car at any point in his life. This scene only existed to add some extra drama to the story.
Hey! Where are you going? We should wait for the police. I gotta go to work. Hey, you just got hit by a car. Go to the hospital.
Number 8. Chris and his son stayed at the Glide Memorial Church. Right. Chris Gardner and his son constantly had to struggle with homelessness in the film.
Let's go.
Where?
Just out of here.
Why?
We can't stay here tonight.
Yes, we can. Open the door.
Did you hear what I said? Let's go.
Open the door.
One of their saving graces was Glide Memorial Church. The church is a real place. Audiences can even see Reverend Cecil Williams of Glide Memorial Church cameo as himself in the film.
Come
Get out of line, both of you, both of you.
Although the real-life church was only supposed to be for women and their children, the Reverend still allowed Chris to take shelter inside.
What's that?
I guess they want us to go to sleep.
While the film glances over the gender requirements, it gets everything else right. Chris had to arrive by a certain time every day to ensure his spot at night. His daily race to the shelter was an unfortunate and heartbreaking reality.
I was in line. I came from work. I got my son. I was here on time. We were here on time.
Number 7. Chris put his life savings into buying bone scanners. Wrong.
What's that? It's a time machine, isn't it? Seems like a time machine.
One of the main reasons that Chris is always broke in the film is because of a bad investment in bone density scanners.
I spent our entire life savings on these things. It was such a revolutionary machine.
He invested his whole life savings into purchasing one piece of medical equipment in bulk.
Dude, we just don't need it, Chris. It's unnecessary and expensive.
Well, maybe next.
Thank you.
But when the bone scanners sold poorly, Chris quickly spiraled down into financial ruin. This was another dramatic plot device the movie added. The real Chris didn't burn all his money on bone scanners. Although he sold medical equipment from time to time, he never put all his cash in a single product.
Just sell what's in your contract. Get us out of that business.
Linda, that is what I am trying to do. This is what I'm trying to do for my family, for you and for Christopher.
The actual story of Chris's desperate financial situation is much more complicated than a single bad investment. Number 6. Chris approached a stranger who drove a Ferrari. Right. It only took one random encounter to change the course of the real Chris Gardner's life. While he was trying to make it in San Francisco, he saw a person driving a red Ferrari. Chris boldly asked the driver what they did for a living. As soon as the Ferrari owner said he was a stockbroker, Chris decided to pursue that career path.
I still remember that moment. They all looked so damn happy to me.
The movie portrayed this opportune meeting perfectly, despite a few minor differences from what really happened. The scene is made even better by Smith's honest and realistic performance.
Hey, I'm gonna let you hang on to my car for the weekend, but I need it back for Monday. Feed the meter.
The moral of the Ferrari encounter is clear. If you see someone in a fancy car and you want that lifestyle too, you could probably learn a thing or two if you ask them what they do. Number 5. Dean Witter's internship took one person. Wrong. After Chris gets a highly coveted internship with stockbroker firm Dean Witter in the film, he reveals that he's not out of the woods yet. According to his narration, the firm will only hire 1 out of 20 interns. And during the internship, Chris will be paid nothing.
My circumstances have changed some, and I need to be certain that I'll be able to
Okay. Tonight, I swear, I will fill your spot, I promise.
But his relationship with Dean Witter wasn't nearly as dramatic as the film led you to believe. Most of the people who interned with Dean Witter got jobs working there right after the training concluded. The firm just wanted to make sure its candidates could pass a licensing exam.
It's not a simple pass-fail. It's an evaluation tool we use to separate applicants.
Oh, and Dean Witter also gave its interns small stipends. It's impressive how the writers took a standard internship and turned it into an unpaid battle royale between candidates.
I'm in a competitive internship at Dean Witter.
Number 4. Chris Jr. said his father was a good papa. Right. Throughout the film, Chris puts his son through a lot of hardship and strife. But despite their troubles, Chris Jr. continually looks to his father for safety and guidance.
Don't ever let somebody tell you you can't do something. Not even me. All right?
All right.
His feelings towards his dad are made clear when he says "you're a good papa" while they were staying in a shelter. Although Christopher Jr.'s words sound like the work of a screenwriter, they're completely authentic.
You're a good papa.
While the real Chris's son didn't say the phrase during a shelter stay, everything about the scene is authentic. Christopher Jr. endured a lot in his early years, but no matter what he went through, he always had love for his papa.
How did you get so smart?
Because you're smart.
Number 3. Chris Jr. never left his father's side. Wrong. Audiences who saw The Pursuit of Happyness would be forgiven for thinking that the real Chris and his son were always together. But that's not exactly the truth.
What am I supposed to do with my son? What am I supposed to do with my son?
Is there anyone else who can take...
I take care of him.
During the Dean Witter internship, the real Chris Gardner didn't always know where his son was. At one point, Chris Jr.'s mother, Jackie Medina, took full responsibility for her son and refused to share his location with his dad. This is a sharp contrast to the film's portrayal of the family dynamic. In the movie, Chris Jr.'s mother, Linda, leaves him behind to pursue a job opportunity on the East Coast.
My sister's boyfriend opened a restaurant and they may have a job for me there, so I'm going to New York, Chris.
While Linda's abandonment makes for great dramatic material, her real-life counterpart took more responsibility for her son.
Tell him I love him, okay? And I know you'll take care of him, Chris.
Number 2. Chris and his son slept in a bathroom. Right. When Chris is unable to secure shelter for himself and his son, he's left with no choice but to spend the night in a train station bathroom.
Right here. Go.
Although someone bangs on the door, he tearfully does what he can to keep it closed. It's heartbreaking to see Chris and his son forced into such a desperate situation. This scene becomes even more tragic when you learn that it was completely true. The real Chris Gardner and his son depended on the train system for refuge at night. Before filming began, Smith saw the bathrooms where they slept. In an interview with Oprah, he described filming in the bathroom as incredibly emotional. His raw feelings definitely come through during this harrowing scene. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them.
If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Chris was arrested because he didn't pay parking tickets. Wrong. Things go from bad to worse for Chris when he gets arrested.
Chris Gardner?
Yeah. What happened?
In the movie, he's taken into custody by police solely because he failed to pay parking tickets, but his real-life counterpart was arrested for an entirely different reason. During a heated argument, Chris got physical with Jackie.
Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Don't you walk away from me when I'm talking to you.
Shortly after their altercation, Jackie called the police. Chris was initially arrested on a charge of domestic abuse. Once the judge presiding over his case learned that he had $1,200 in unpaid parking tickets, Chris had to spend 10 more days in jail following the few he had already served while awaiting sentence. The writers probably changed the circumstances of his arrest so that he didn't become irredeemable in the eyes of the audience.
So you don't trust me now?
Whatever.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.